Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let the Lady Speak. I am your one and only host, SG, also known as Sonia. And today on Let the Lady Speak, we have a financial coach, Miss Kimberly Reviews. Kimberly is coming on to help us get our financial house in order. Okay. Last month or 2 months ago, I had the lovely, beautiful first home tour on our channel, and she talked about buying a home. And a lot of questions came to my inbox, and one of them, or one of the most common questions, were, hey, how do I save? How do I budget? And Miss Kimberly is here to help us with that. So please give a welcome to Miss Kimberly of View. Kimberly Reviews. She is also a YouTube content creator and a financial coach. Hi, Kimberly.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Hello, Asho. So, hi first.
Yes, hello, y'all.
Come on to the chat. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much for coming over, you guys. So, Miss Kimberly, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. You look absolutely beautiful, and I'm loving that smile, baby. That smile is giving all it needs to give.
Thank you. You are beautiful as well.
Thank you, love. Thank you. So, talk to us a little bit about financial coaching. What is a financial coach?
Financial coach, I like to say, is similar to an exercising coach. It is someone you can hire, talk to, meet with to help you get your budget and needs in order. So, what we do is help you reach your goal. So, we sit down with you, create a plan to see whatever you want to accomplish, and then we just set goals to meet that plan. So, how to build savings, paying down debt, all of that is included in what we offer in the financial coaching services.
Okay, wonderful. What are your goals for your target audience?
My goals are simply to be a guide. That is my ultimate goal. I want to guide you on the road to debt freedom. I believe everyone should be debt free. It is so peaceful over here. Yes, I am debt free. Let me start there. So it is so peaceful, and I wish that for everyone. So I also help and guide you on increasing your savings because life happens, and you
Mhm.
need a savings account. I'm also an encourager because you can do this. That's my slogan. You can do it. A lot of people say, well, I don't know anyone who's debt free, or I don't think it's possible. So
Mhm.
it's my goal, my desire to let you know that it's possible through me, and
Mhm.
also to encourage you to find other people because there are other people who are on the same journey or who are in the position that you want to be in. So that's my goal. And your circle matters. That's what I try to tell my clients. Look at your top 5 friends. What do
Mhm.
the family and friends say about becoming debt free? If they're not on the same path as you may not need to have them in your top 5, or maybe you can persuade them, in the long run. So that's ultimately my goal.
You know what? That is so true what you say about what you said about your friendship circle and the people you hang around because one of my early jobs before nursing was working at a bank, and my customers really taught me about CDs and living off of interest and things like that. And it didn't really click. Like, I learned about it, I invested, and of course we had that big market crash and I lost a lot of money, and that scared me. So then I did traditional savings, and then I got back into investing and things of that sort. But what I found interesting is that I have friends now who we talk about that. We talk about budgeting, we talk about savings, we talk about just financial future. And in our community, unfortunately, a lot of us don't know people who have a great relationship with money. They like to show the money more than they like to save the money, if you know what I
Yep.
mean. And, it's the psychology behind it, and I get it. But knowing that there's people out there like you who can help us is very, very encouraging.
Right. Right. And it does kind of hurt the family when they ask you, can we loan money? And you have to tell them, or, can I borrow money from you? And whatever, can you loan me money? And you have to tell them no, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. We don't even talk about my money. My
Good.
money's
Good.
you know what? I watched my grandmother work so hard. She saved more than anyone I ever knew, and she made less than all of us. Okay,
See?
she made like $4.50 an hour because she was a nursing assistant.
Mhm.
And I watched her just give, 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 give. And people just came for more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she taught me through her actions
Mhm.
not to, you got to be careful. You got to guard your pockets as well as guarding your heart, you
Yep.
know? So,
So true.
yeah, no, I don't make, I'm like, I'm broke. I tell them I'm broke just like you. We all broke. I'm just kidding. I'm not speaking that into existence.
Amen.
I'm
That's
wealthy. We all wealthy, but I don't have money for you.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the practical ways people can become debt free?
I say have a written budget. Do
Okay.
not try to memorize your budget. Don't think you know everything you owe someone. Make sure
Mhm,
you write it down. That is the number one step that I see is missed. So always make sure each month, before the month begins,
mhm,
you write a budget down. Don't try to memorize it at all. Know exactly who you owe, family and friends included, because that
mhm,
is a debt. If you borrowed money from someone, you need to try to pay it back to keep your good name, because you never know when an emergency may occur and you may need to reach out to them, or whatever. Kind of going back to loaning money, we do loan money, and
mhm, mhm,
sometimes you do get in a bind and need to borrow money. So make sure you're paying back when you owe people or creditors, anyone. Also, I like to use the snowball method. I believe we talked about that some, but
mhm,
the snowball method is very helpful because you can pay the least amount, like the smallest debt that you owe. You can pay that, and
mhm,
then once you pay that off, say it's $100 you're paying each month, then you can
mhm,
add that 100 to the next bill, in addition to what you're already paying, say the minimum amount on that bill. And so you really can eliminate debt pretty quick that way. But also, there's a kind of an alternate method where you're paying the highest bill with the highest interest rate first, because sometimes those interest rates can really build up and it
mhm,
hurts you to just focus on those smaller bills. So that's what a financial coach will help you look at your bills and see which method you should use. I also say no to additional debt when
okay.
possible. So when
Mhm,
you're trying to become debt free, don't go out and say, "Well, I'm gonna get this credit card now because I'm about to be debt free and I can just add it to the button." No, please
mhm,
say no
mhm,
to whatever you can say no to. Emergencies happen. Okay, I get that part, but just try to say no when possible, whether it's to people or even yourself. And
yeah,
I would also say check with lenders to see if you can lower your interest rates, or maybe if you can like consolidate debt, because that helps. There are
mhm,
people out to help us. So if you can consolidate like your interest rates, and maybe they sometimes they can consolidate it and then offer you the lowest interest rate, then
mhm,
that helps as well, because
mhm.
you don't have to throw away money. Like that's literally what you're doing, is throwing money in the trash when you're not surveying your resources. And something else I would say is stop paying convenience fees. Those little $2 add up, and if you don't
They
think so,
do. Yes, they
if you
do. Preach on, Kim. Yes.
don't think they add up, just cash app it to me every month, and
I know that.
those $2 that have added up, you'll stop. But until then, just try to stop paying those ATM convenience fees. Even like where I live, the utility company charge you $2 if you pay over the phone using your debit card, but it's free if you use your checking account. But a lot of
Mhm,
people don't know that. So you can call around to whoever you owe. And this is another way to just help you save money. And
mhm,
I'll say find a second source of income. I know we
mhm,
don't like to hear that, but sometimes one job just isn't enough. So maybe you need a second source of income, or maybe you need to update your resume and find a better first source of income. But usually the second source is a little easier to do while
mhm.
you're out searching for better. But yeah, check to see what the market is paying for your position or your experience. And don't feel bad about updating your resume or getting a second job.
That is absolutely true. When I started because in recent years, like I explained, I have developed a better relationship with money. And one of the things that I would do is every 6 months, I will call my credit card lenders and say, can I
Mhm.
lower my interest? And they'll do that for you. And I don't think a lot of people knew that. I was talking to my niece one day and I said, I have to do my budget. She's like, she does the traditional just checks and balances. I say no when I say I'm overdoing my budget. I am calling my lenders to see If I
Mhm.
can get my interest rate lower, I call my like the cable company to see if they have anything new or if I can cut costs there. I try to find little ways to cut costs. And
Mhm.
those fees, you know what gets you the 30 days free, the co- I make sure I put that in the calendar so I can go back and get rid of them. Because I remember one time I looked at my credit card bill and it was almost $100 in just those little fees. But then you have the interest on top of that. So
Yeah.
that's great advice. Great advice. What
Mhm.
are some of the biggest obstacles your clients face, or what do people come to you about most commonly?
I would say, well, first I'll start with like the definition of the budget is just an estimate of
Mhm.
all your income and things that you have to pay out for like a set period of time. So it can be a month. You can do it by the week. I do not do weekly budgets. That just seems like a bit much for me. So, like my pastor at church, Pastor Trev, always say, the budget helps you tell your money where to go, so you don't have to wonder where it went, because that's what we end up
I
doing.
like that.
Yeah, though the budget helps you assign it to a certain line. So one of the biggest mistakes I see is just thinking they don't need a budget, and that's not true. You need a budget. Everybody, millionaire down to the person who makes $0, needs a budget.
Mhm.
Everybody needs a budget because you need to know exactly what you owe and what you need to pay back. Another mistake I see is just ignoring debt, thinking it'll go away. But I'm here to tell you, it will not go away. And it will get bigger. It will increase
Mhm.
because those interest fees, late fees, all those fees will be there when you think about going back to pay it, and it's going to be doubled, tripled sometimes. So just don't ignore it. That's a mistake. I would also say making excuses. People will say, everybody I know is in debt, so I'm just going to be in debt too. That's not
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
Everybody is not in debt. So that's why I said earlier, find people who are on the road to where you want to be. That's
Mhm.
very helpful. Also, not thinking about emergencies, thinking that they don't need to save for emergencies because life happens. That's one of
Mhm.
my sayings from my church as well. My bishop always says, life will flip on you. Things come up, and there's no way to avoid emergencies, but it feels kind of good when you can prepare and go to that emergency savings fund if you
Mhm.
have an emergency that come up and you have 1,000 or two, $3,000 in there, and you can just pull it from it and keep moving.
Right.
That's just so rewarding. I mean,
Mhm.
and I have several mistakes that I could go on and on about.
Mhm.
But also, I do want to say, always reward yourself. People
Mhm.
think a budget is just always negative, but I say do something for you to add yourself to the budget. I make myself a bill. I'm a
Mhm.
bill. My
That's
nails, these nails,
mhm.
my hair, that is a bill.
Mhm.
So I
That's
could go on and on.
self-care.
Yes.
Self-care, that's number 1. What are some of the tools you use, to help your clients budget? I know you stated that you like the snowball effect. What else do you use or recommend for clients?
Yep, I recommend apps. A lot of times that help people to
Mhm.
use like apps so they can have it on their phone and they can just pick it up. Say you're on your lunch break and you're thinking, or you're out and about and someone blesses you with $100. We're claiming it.
Mhm.
You can go and see where to apply it within that app, and that's convenient for me. I like to set reminders so you know exactly when your bills are due. Now I do the old school spreadsheet. I write
Mhm.
everything down one by one, whatever I owe. If I have a trip coming up, say someone's birthday is coming up, you want to add that type stuff to your budget. But setting those reminders so okay, the cable bill is due on the 28th of every month. So let me make sure the money is in my account when it's due so that I
Mhm.
can pay it ahead of time. Because paying early is good because things come up, you forget. And so set
Mhm.
those reminders early. And I would also say combining and syncing your bank accounts. A lot of people I meet and coach have like 5 or 6 bank accounts, and I can't understand like different banks. I can understand multiple accounts within one bank, but to
Mhm.
have multiple different institutions that you bank with, I'll try to minimize that if you can, because sometimes you can forget, and it's just a headache trying to keep up with 5 or 6 banks. Try to get it down to 1, 2, 3 if you can't do any less than that. But yeah, just combining those accounts would be very helpful. And I try to sit with them and talk to them about how to do this, the best way to go about minimizing whatever, and just walk them through anything that I can to help, any tips that I've learned from other clients or anything I use personally or anything I learned, in school.
Wonderful. Quick question about the accounts. Do you feel like a person should have several savings accounts, like or just one savings account, or it depends on the client?
It depends on the client, but for me, I have multiple because I have a travel account that I put money into every single month.
Oh,
So that is my travel.
mhm,
Anytime, like, last year during the, panty, I
mhm.
didn't travel as much. I was a little nervous, and the year before, so that savings, I did not stop it. I just kept letting it build up. So now this year, I'm able to splurge because the savings account was there. I also have retirement savings with work. You can have savings for your grandchildren. I also have a Christmas savings account, but
Mhm.
they're all within one bank, and my bank is good, and I just really believe in saving. So yeah, you can have multiple savings accounts. I just don't believe in having multiple banks.
Okay. Okay. Now you mentioned David Ramsey's. What do you think about the 50-30-20 savings rule?
Mhm.
That's the one I go by, but what are your thoughts on it?
I like it. I think it's helpful. I really think that if we can all do that and like
Mhm.
push that and really get the 50-30-20 rule out, oh, this world would be such a better place. And it's all just a mindset thing. And for those of you who don't know, the 50-30-20 rule is like 50% should be spent on your needs, 30% is spent on what you want, and then 20% goes into your savings. So make sure
Mhm.
y'all write that down because that is big. And so if you're trying to get out of debt, you just have to consider, how much you should spend on your wants, how much you like to save versus how much you want to use to pay off debt. Oh, it's amazing. I support Dave Ramsey
Mhm.
and the 50-30-20 rule.
Yay. Okay, last question. Unless anyone has any questions in the chat, please put them in the chat, guys, so we can ask Miss Kimberly if you have any financial questions. Last question. What saving tips should we follow in general for retirement, home ownership? Um, we touched on it a little bit, but do you have anything in addition you would like to add?
Yeah, I always tell people to start small. One thing my Uncle Daniel told me is to save, even if it's just $5 a month. That
Mhm.
$5 a month will grow, and then you can, expound on that further once you go and you can save five without borrowing it the next month. Then you can grow that savings, but save something every month and don't spend it. Also, live within your budget because a lot of people think they're keeping up with the Joneses and they're not because you don't know what the Joneses or your friend and family has going on. So just live within your budget. And the way you do
Mhm.
that is to write your budget down so you will know exactly what your budget is. I also say know the difference between wants and needs. So that's a great tip because sometimes you think it's a need, but it's just something that you want and then you try to justify it, but add it to the budget and save for it. Also, I would say research investment options for like your retirement and home ownership. There are so many ways that you can invest money through your bank, through your job, but just do your research and speak with someone. You could also reach out to a financial advisor because
Mhm.
financial advisors are different from financial coaching because they really look into investments. And also, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, I have a lot of tips, but also for that home ownership thing, go reach out to First Home Tuber. I believe that's how you say her name because
Yes,
she's
it
good.
is.
Yeah, she
Yes,
is
it
good with
is.
the home ownership side, and I'm sure she has tips for you. And just don't give up. Don't give up. This is a lifetime commitment, and you
Mhm.
be the example. You say you may not have an example, you be the example for your family, for your friends, for your circle.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. If anyone is seeking your assistance, how can they reach you, my lady?
Yes, please. You can go to my channel, Kimberly Reviews on YouTube. I'm
Mhm.
there a few days a week. And also, you can email me. My email is Kimberly, the number two, the letter U, _05 at yahoo.com. So those are two ways you can reach me. And also you can reach me through Let the Lady Speak. She knows how to get in touch with me.
That's right. That's right. I'll put Kimberly's email once the live is over. I'll put Kimberly's email in the description box, as well as First Home Tubers, how you can contact her so you guys can get started to your financial freedom, so you can buy you a home, become debt free, save a lot of money, travel. Because Miss Thang has been over to Greece, where I want to go. I can't wait. I'm thinking next year. I think next year that'll be my big trip. Yeah. So
Sounds good.
it is wonderful. I appreciate you so much for coming on and spending time with me and with us, I should say. It's been a pleasure. You guys, please make sure you subscribe to Kimberly Reviews on YouTube. Also, I am going on Kimberly's channel on the 13th, and she and I are going to talk about relationship. Is for Valentine's weekend. So we're going to have some girl chit chat there. We'll be live. Come check us out. Thank you for that, Kimberly. I appreciate you. I'm gonna also be on Chloe's channel on the 6th. Yay! We're gonna do it after dark, and we're gonna talk about achieving the big O. A lot of times, some things are stopping you from achieving the big O that you won't even think about, because people think about intimacy in one way, and it's more than just intimacy that gets you to that place. So we're going to talk about that there. So, and then of course I have to shout out my beautiful, wonderful YouTube friend, Miss Home Tuber. Please check out her channel. She has great information. I want you guys to support these ladies. They are beautiful. I love you guys.
Mhm.
Hey, Mission.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
love you guys. I thank you guys. You guys are awesome people, women, and I love all this education and information, and I love that we get to share it in this space. Anything else you want to add for before we leave, before we wrap things up?
I could go on, but no, that's it. If you all have any more questions, just email me. I am here for you. And if needed, we can set up a consultation and go from there and knock this debt right on out.
Let's knock the debt out, y'all. Let's
Yes.
become debt free so we can all go to Greece with Kimberly. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in a comment. If you watch this on replay, please thumbs up the video. Please share this video out to whomever you feel it will help, be a help to. And then also maybe later we can do a collaboration and talk more about investing, saving, and home ownership. I think that would be great, especially since hashtag on the spot is now live, so we can bring First Home Tuber back to talk more about her program. Okay. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I thank you so much. Please do not forget to love yourself for who you are. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye.